Davening takeaway, Likkutei Torah, Bamidbar, Daf Yud Daled, 14th page. On this page, we find a few different references to davening. There seems to be a constant theme throughout them. That is the theme of Chachma. In referencing previous davening takeaway, he starts out by saying, or in this page, he talks about the fact that the power to be able to have the bittul of Mesiras Nefesh that's required in davening, as we mentioned before, that power that comes from Chachma. Because Chachma, if we rearrange the letters, we get the two words koach ma, the power or the ability of ma. The idea ma being the rectification of the worlds, but in particular, it's the idea of bittul, the idea of sublimating into godliness again to remove the separateness that's found in the world. And so Chachma gives that power to have the bittul of Mesiras Nefesh, because Chachma itself is that idea of bittul. And so when we're thinking about the Shema, we're thinking about, things we mentioned in the previous davening takeaway and others, this faculty of Chachma is a very important one to have to be able to realize this. There's another reference soon after where the Rebbe brings down the Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbi Mevorach, that when we say in Kaddish, and that Yehei Shmei Rabbi Mevorach is explained in other places is a drawing down of a very high level of godliness and drawing it down step by step into finally this world, so that this world now has that sense of revealed godliness and the idea of the bittul, the return, the sublimation again, the unity of this world with godliness and having that revealed. And there's an expression in the Chazal say that anyone who says Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba B'Kol Chaychai, and with all his power, with all his ability, then the tremendous things are accomplished. This koach, this called kocho, that power that seems to be implied in this mimer is being the power of Chachma. And so Chachma is an integral part of the Yehei Shmei Rabba, to process that godliness down in this world in a proper way. And we can see how that theme connects, again, because of the idea of bittul that Chachma has, that allows that godliness now to descend into this world and be revealed into this world. One more step in another place in davening that we see Chachma is playing a part. There's a level, a very sublime, high level. It's known as Reisha de lo Yada, or Radla. And without going into all the details of what that means, just let it be said that it's an extremely high level. It's a level that the words themselves, the Aramaic words, say that it's a head that doesn't even have an awareness of itself, meaning that it's so batal, so united, that it itself doesn't have a sense of self, of sense, of independent being. And so the head can't even recognize its own head. It's just totally united with the godliness, and said in sort of a rough way. And so that kind of level, it says that level of bittul, how it processes down, the final step that it can draw down to is the level of Chachma. So Chachma can get from that aspect of bittul that's coming from a very high level. And so the mimer brings down that which is said in Priyetz Chaim, that when we say the Baruch She'amar blessing, the words, when you say Baruch She'amar v'haya olam, literally it says, blessed is the one who said, and then the world came to be. It didn't identify who that self was. It just that the one who said, and the world came to be, that's blessed. And so it's left in a very mysterious place. What exactly, or where exactly is that? And so seemingly the mimer is suggesting that, because it says in Priyetz Chaim that level is called Radla. So it seems to suggest that hiddenness, that mystery of who it is that said, and then the world came into being, that's a state of holiness, of bittul, where it doesn't even have a sense of itself, and therefore the wording doesn't identify it. It just says, blessed is the one who said, and then came into being. And as we just said before, that level gets drawn into the level of Chachma. So Chachma now is playing a role in the entire process of davening, and so even in Pesukei Zimra, when we're mainly focusing on the amazingness and variety and diversity of creation and how amazing all that is, still there is an aspect of Chachma playing a part in that level. And so sort of a takeaway should be that everyone should, if we need to have more of that Chachma, operating, we need to have his bonus times to be able to actualize Chachma. And not necessarily during davening, should maybe doing an outside of davening. So once we're in davening, we already have a sense of it, but to do some exercises of his bonus on Chachma and how to make that real for ourselves.